A very good morning to all the students out here. I welcome you all for the success at CA exam for foundation course paper 1 accounting. I am CA Priyambada, your faculty for foundation course paper 1 accounting, here to guide you how to prepare preparation. I know you must have done your preparation, at least one level of preparation at this stage, or maybe the twice, or then how to write in examination, how to deal with the stress during examination. I'm here to guide you, to help you out to secure good marks in your examination. A very good morning to all of you, and you can please tell your queries. You can ask your queries in the chat box as well as by raising your hands, and we'll be resolving the queries together. So we are here with the CA Foundation course, Paper 1 Accounting. Since you already know our course consists of 11 chapters, you already have our study material which already has 11 chapters, 11 good chapters, where chapter 1 is an introduction part, then chapter 2 to 6, it covers the basic accounting process, which covers accounting process. The accounting process has basic journal entries, how you have to prepare journal entries, then you have to post it in the ledger, then you have to prepare trial balance, and after that when how the subsidiary books are also prepared, and then the cash book is prepared. These are all basic accounting processes. Then the cash book, basic books, then after that how to resolve the queries rectification if any error has been done during the preparation of our final books of account, how to rectify that errors. Fine. Then this comes with the accounting process. Then we come to the bank reconciliation statement, which is how to balance the cash book as well as the bank book. The bank which has your account, the balance with them as well as the balance with you. How to balance that? Which this chapter tells you how to balance it and how to rectify the errors which may be conducted during the preparation of this bank book as well as cash book. Then we have inventory, how to value the inventory. See students, inventory is a very important and significant topic. In fact, at the later ages, at the intermediate level, you'll have an accounting standard of inventories, right? Then we have this chapters, the methods of calculating inventory, two types of inventories, historical and non-historical methods of valuing the inventory. All these details have been there in this chapter. Then we come to chapter number 5, which is your depreciation. What is depreciation? What is machinery? Then it has what are the type of assets, tangible as well as intangible assets, and what is to be incurred with both the things. If we have tangible asset, we'll incur depreciation, and if we have intangible asset, we'll incur amortization. What is amortization? This is all deal with this chapter. Then we have bank reconciliation statement. Bank reconciliation statement covers not bank reconciliation, it's bill of exchange. Sorry, bills of exchange is a type of a promissory note, is a note which will help you. We have three parties in the bills of exchange. How to create bill and what entry, how to journalize this and how to post it in the books of account, and when the bill is dishonored, what should be the treatment. And there is another concept called accommodation bill. Usually the question is asked from the accommodation bills also. How to calculate the accommodation bill, the discount amount is taught in this chapter. This is a section 2, our accounting process part, very important and a very major part of our course, where you'll be taught your basic of accounting. Then we come to our how to apply these accounting process while preparing the financial statement. Then we have financial statement of non-corporate entities, right, where we have financial statement of sole proprietor. The students who are from commerce background must be aware how to prepare the financial statement of the sole proprietor, where we prepare the trading account, and then the profit and loss account, and then the balance sheet. Fine. After that, we have another new concept which you in fact the commerce student has not studied in their 11th or 12th. We have account called manufacturing account. In case of the factory concern, in case of manufacturing concerns, we prepare a manufacturing account also. And what is the difference in manufacturing and trading account? What kind of goods come under manufacturing and what kind of good comes under trading is the most significant and one of the very important areas of this chapter. All right. Then we have chapter number 9, chapter number 8, which is accounting, which is financial statement of not-for-profit organization. The organization which do not deals with earning profit. They are doing it for the social responsibilities. All right. So how to calculate their how to prepare their financial accounts, their income and expenditure account, their receipt and payment account, and then their balance sheet. This is all taught here in this chapter. The major portion is what is to be capitalized and what is to be not to be capitalized. For example, subscription, for example, membership fees, these all sponsorship fees, these all consider a significant portion of this chapter. Then we have another chapter called chapter number 9, which is accounting for incomplete records. You during a small business transaction, single entry accounts are prepared. Single entry accounts are these small accounts. Not all the accounts are prepared. Maybe only the cash accounts, the small accounts are prepared. So how to prepare that account and how to balance those accounts is taught in this chapter. All right, this is a very simple and very logical chapter. If you know all the concepts of accounting process, you'll be able to understand this chapter very nicely and you'll be able to secure the good marks over this chapter. Fine. Then we have another chapter. This comes to the preparation of financial statement section. The whole section accounting for sole proprietors, then accounting for non-corporate entity, then accounting for incomplete record. These all three units come under this section. After that, we have our partnership account. Partnership account forms a considerable portion of your syllabus, which covers what is partnership, what is LLP, then what are the types of capital, fixed capital, fluctuating capital, then how to deal with it, then what is goodwill. What is the goodwill and how to calculate that goodwill? What should be the treatment in different scenarios? There are four different scenarios whereas when a partner is admitted in a partnership is what carried on by a group of people, carried on by all, any of them acting for all, right? So if there is an admission of new partner one, and then if there is an admission of a retirement of a partner, and if there is a death of the partner, what should be the books of accounts, how will be the treatment, how will be the treatment of capital, how will be the treatment of goodwill, everything is taught in this chapter. Then we have a dissolution of accounts. If the partnership or an LLP comes to an end, what accounts should be there and what should be the proportion of profit divided amongst the partners at the time of dissolution, and how much should be the liability. So this all these things are taught in this partnership account. Then we comes to our company accounts. Company accounts, in fact, I have a query in the company account. Someone is asking also. I'll take your query. Please wait. Company accounts cover the introduction portion, then how to prepare company account, then how the issue of shares, what should be the issue of share, then how the what is the pro rata allotment, then this is all taught in this. Then what is the issue of redemption, what should be the journal entry, how the accounts are prepared at the time, then what is the redemption of preference shares, redemption of debentures, as well as issue of bonus shares and right shares. This is all covered in this chapter, where you have to make yourself understand how the shares are issued, then how the pro rata allotment is done, and how the shares are issued in the form of allotment, then calls, and what should be the calls, what is the calls in advance and calls in arrears, how interest on calls in advance and calls in arrears are calculated. These questions, these are very important questions, and usually you'll get the paper consists of these questions. All right. And then how the shares are redeemed shares are redeemed, preference shares are redeemed, and what is the procedure, what should be the entries, then how the debentures are redeemed. Debentures are issued as well as debentures are redeemed. Interest on debentures are also is also one of the concept over there. All right. How to prepare investment allowance reserve, debenture redemption reserve, what should be the percentage. These all questions, you should have the answer of all these questions, which I've already been discussing with you the topics. I hope you all know how much is the debenture redemption reserve. Can someone tell me how much debenture redemption reserve is to be created? If someone can tell me, if someone can raise the hand and tell me the answer. Yes, Nishkarsh. I'll just unmute you.
15%.
Yes, Nishkarsh.
15%.
Nishkarsh.
Differential reduction result would be created 15%.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so I have received a query. Uh, please understand, please explain in Hindi. I'll try to explain in Hindi also. I have a doubt in company accounts, partnership, and bills of exchange accounting for in complete in the theory. Namar City. I'll just unmute you. Up, you please ask your query properly. Tell me, Namar Seat, Naram City. Are you there? I okay. I don't think he's here. Let's continue with the session. So I have told you about the I've told you briefly about your syllabus, what is all there in your syllabus, and how it should be deal with, how to resolve the paper at this stage, how to perform paper. We'll all discuss in this session. So what should be the what is my objective of this session is you to help you with the preparation and enhance your success chances in your exam. Wait, in your forthcoming exam. Students, your next exam is on coming exam is on 15th of April. So you do not have much time. Please prepare yourself well. Pen Wait. All right, your forthcoming exam. So I would want you to prepare well, and if you have already prepared well, I would want let you know how to write in the examination so that you can study well and you can perform well at the time of your examination. To ensure how to make the best use of your remaining time till examination, to improve your performance in the examination, and to memorize the concepts and principles of accounting. So I hope you have started your preparation. If you have not, you've started your preparation few days back. Then also you'll be able to solve the questions. Don't worry. And in fact, few weeks back, and in fact, if you have completed one hour round of your preparation, which is very good. And at this time, you have to assess yourself. You have to see where do you lack, and you have to practice those questions properly. All right, stay motivated, student. At this stage, see, this is your time, and now you have to focus, you have to think, you have to build your confidence level and your career. At this stage, you have only we are already on 28th of April. So start practicing. Devote 12 to 13 hours a day. It's not only on the subject of accounting. I'm telling you, for all your subjects. So you have to devote 12 to 13 hours a day for your preparation. See, now this is your choice. You dedicate full all the time for only one subject, or you divide yourself with the two subjects or three subjects. It all depends upon the person to person. At my time, I used to divide my time with two subjects so that I do not get bored, and one time for practical and one time for theory. See, for practical subject, you have to study regularly. You have to go thoroughly. You have to practice regularly. But at this stage, what to practice, at what level you should practice, that is more important. Fine. And whatever you are doing it for yourself. Do not think that you are doing it for your parents, your family, or others. You're doing it for yourself. And I'm telling you, you have good time. You can prepare well and you can go perform well. You can come up with a good colors, because I see all of you as a prospective chartered accountant. And this is not only a foundation level. After that, you have intermediate level also, and then you have final level also. So this forms the basic of accounting. What is this here? We have this subject as a basic of accounting. If you understand well this accounting, you'll be able to solve accounting at intermediate level as well as the foundation level. I told you, we have our course where we explain you the accounting process, where the bases are your bases are being cleared. In case you have any query, you can ask us anytime, anywhere, from your BOS mobile app as well. So the basis should be clear. So this subject is not only important for you for clearing the foundation level, it is important during your whole CA course, because this forms the basis of your accounting for the intermediate level as well as for the final level as well. Right. And at this stage, you can ask any query, you can you can ask any query. But after, please students, please understand, after being chartered accountant, you'll not be able to ask anything. All right, you only have to brush up your knowledge. So I would guide you to answer yourself, that if I am stuck here, how should I resolve this query? What should be the right way to resolve this query? All right. And if I'm still unable to understand, please see our live recorded classes, which are already hosted on ICAI website at BOS mobile app. Look into the lectures where you are stuck. I am not asking you to go through full-fledged lecture. Just go through that topic on that particular area only where you are stuck, and then answer your query and then resolve it yourself. All right. I know this is a practical subject and we all practice, but sometimes we are very confident. Okay, we know the answer and we only read the question. Student, it's time. I know it is we have very less time, but now also at this stage also try to solve the questions through your hand. Try to solve only those questions which have many adjustments and which is a very important and significant questions which cover all the chapter. For example, illustration 8 of your accounting process of rectification of errors. It covers many things over there, right? So please consider that chapter. You should practice those that questions from your hand. Practical test your knowledge, question number 3 and question number 4 of inventory. That is very good question. So please, if I am telling you the question, that doesn't mean they are very important questions. See, these questions cover considerable portion of your chapter. So you should practice this question through your hand. Do not only read the questions. All right. No reading. Practicing will help you to solve the paper in a quicker manner. All right. So start practicing, devote time on your studies at this stage. This is a very crucial period, and you have only 14 to 16 to 17 days. Practice as much as you can. All right. Hmm. What strategy you should follow? Acquaint yourself with the syllabus of accounting that I've already told you what is our syllabus. Create a study plan. Right now, only after the session, create a study plan. Which chapter you will be covering at what point of time? How much time you'll be devoting for this which chapter? All right, then gain conceptual understanding. You should have an understanding of all the concepts covered in our study material. See, practicing only practical question will not solve the problem. We also receive theory questions as well. So you should understand the theory questions also. What is amortization? What is intangible assets? Give some example of intangible assets. I'm just giving you an example. Why, how, where the security premium account should be, the amount of security premium account can be utilized. So all these questions you should already know. See, it is not important to write in the same language which is written in the study material. You can write in your own language, but yes, you should know all these concepts and you should understand these concepts properly. All right, then solve all the questions of the study material. I already told you, you should solve all the questions of your study material, then memorize the concepts, prepare summaries to enable the revision. You write in your own language in the study material itself that what is the concept in your own language, or prepare your notes. And at the later time, during 1 day before or 2 day before the exam, you'll have this with you to understand what was the concept. All right, regular revisions of our revision test papers, mtps, will help you to solve the questions, will help you to practice more, maintain a healthy lifestyle and stay motivated and positive. Take a good sleep, a good food, no outside food. Prepare your food or ask your parents to help you out, and eat well, sleep well, stay away from the social media. At this stage you do not have the time of social media, and do not come to any student if a student is saying this question is very important and this question is not important, the concept is this is not very important. Please stay away from all these things, all these talks. Be confident about yourself and focus on your preparation only. Trust yourself rather than trusting others at this stage. Okay, and I know you'll be able to cover all the concept, everything properly. All right. So our greatness weakness lies in giving up. You should not give up at this stage. The most certain way to succeed is always try just one more time. If you are stuck in any question, if you're not able to solve any question, you should again try that question. You should again solve the questions as quickly as possible. See, practice makes man perfect. If you give me 6 hours to cut a tree, I'll spend 4 hours to chop my knife, to sharpen my axe. Why? Because I know if my axe is sharp, I'll be able to cut tree in one go or in two, three goes. So the basis, the foundation is very important, and the basis should be very clear. Let's be very articulate in our study, in our preparation level. We should be an all-rounder. We should know everything. And at this level, I tell you, the foundation paper do not come as directly as you think. The questions are very easy. Thorough understanding of your theoretical as well as practical aspects both are very important. All right. So, lifestyle habits for better memory. You should have a sound sleep, balanced dry diet, as well as stay away from the distraction that I've already told you. You should be away from the social media. Give yourself time, your family time, and then start studying and then focus only and only on your preparation level at this stage. All right. So what is your paper of accounting? All you should study all the topics in an integrated manner, and objective should be to gain conceptual clarity and develop the ability to answer practical question by applying the conceptual understanding. I'm telling you again and again that conceptual understanding is very important for both theoretical prospect also as well as for practical aspects. See, for theoretical prospect, if you have a conceptual understanding, if you know the concept, you'll be able to write it, right? And for practical questions, you will be able to apply that practical questions, the theoretical knowledge in the practical question. All right. What are the we have what relevant BOS educational inputs? What all inputs we have in our study material? We have study material, which is these all are hosted on ICAI website. We have our study material, which contains most of the questions. Then we have a saransh. If you see from the website, I can show you from website also. Saransh are notes form booklet here, where the all the concepts, most of the concepts are covered, and you can see the saransh in the notes form booklet, where you have, see, accounting, identification of transactions, what is the input and what is the accounting cycle and output. So in the small contents, the book has been prepared to help you out to revise the concept. But yes, this book doesn't substitute your study material. You should have a thorough understanding of your study material. All right. Then we have MCQ portal, multiple choice questions. We have one portal, and you can solve those questions to assess your preparation level. Then we have a revision test paper. Revision test paper for May 2025 is also hosted on ICI website. You can have a look and see. We have suggested answers of the previous attempts question. 3 attempts have been question papers have been passed, and where you can see the papers over there. We have mock test paper. One mock test paper has already been conducted for this attempt. Another mock test paper is on the way. It will be on 5th May. So you can, if you can go to the nearest branch and you can take that. Otherwise you can download that from the ICI website or after 5th of March and 5th of May, and then you can solve the paper. I would suggest you to solve the paper under the same examination condition. What do I mean by same examination condition? If your preparation level is you have done your preparation level, so take out the printout of the question paper, sit for 3 hours, for 3 hour 15 minutes, first study, read that question, and then solve the whole paper yourself within those 3 hours. Give yourself only 3 hours. Do not extend time after 3 hours. Complete your paper in first 3 hours itself. All right, you'll be able to understand where are you lacking, why are you not able to solve any question, and how are you able to understand and solve the question. So please sit yourself, give yourself the same examination condition which you'll be facing during at the time of your examination, and solve the paper. And after that, the answer will also be uploaded on the website. Assess your answers from the answer sheets. All right, hosted suggested answers. All right, then we have a model test paper booklet, which is also hosted on ICI website, containing 10 model test papers, where you have the questions as well as answer, and you can see all the questions as well as answer for your practice purposes. All right. So mock test papers are very good and very helpful for you at this stage. You can assess your preparation level. See, student, practice, practice, and practice. Why am I forcing you to practice from your own hand, doing it from your own hand? Why am I forcing you? Because if your hand knows how to solve the question, you'll be able to solve the questions as quickly as possible during the examination. If your hand already have the practice of doing the questions, you'll be able to understand that, you'll be able to answer that quickly. What is the subject of accounting? Major issue in the subject of accounting while solving the paper, the major issue which I receive, major queries which I receive from student is time. How to manage time? We have big questions also, we have small questions also, and the question paper is subsequently big. How to solve that paper in another 3 hours, that I'll be telling you. But for that you have to practice, practice, and practice. If you are able to practice, you're able to answer the questions as quickly as possible, and you can devote that saved time onto the other questions which require more time. All right. Okay, so I would like to tell you this. Just a second. Relevant study material. You already know that August 2024 of the study material is applicable to you. This I have already told you how to prepare, translate your knowledge in the brief notes, and then you can also prepare small, small diagrams in support. So at the later ages, you will be able to revise the chapter in lesser time with lesser efforts. All right. So I told you, I've shown you the website also. Now coming here, wait. What is the section wise and skill wise weightage of your paper? Here. So we have our paper of 100 marks of accounting. All right. All right. 100 mark paper. What is the weightage of your paper? Your paper will be of 125 marks. All right. One internal choice will be given. I'll tell you the structure of paper. It'll have 6 questions. First question will be compulsory. Out of the other 5 questions, you have to perform 4 questions. You have to solve 4 questions. So the 4 questions you'll be doing 20 mark each. 4 questions means 20 into 480. And then one first question is compulsory. That is also 20 marks. So it comes to 100 marks. You have to solve 100 mark question paper. And the question paper would be for 125 marks. One choice will be given. All right. One choice of doing the question and one internal choice in one question will also be given. All right. What will be the weightage? How much percentage of pay will come in the subsequent sections? Right. For example, theoretical framework. Usually, students leave this chapter since it is a theory chapter. What will come from here? This chapter. Let's leave this chapter. The biggest mistake. 5 to 10% of your paper comes from this. 120% out of 125. Think about it. Maybe around 7 to 10 marks come from this paper, this section. And what do we have in this section? Meaning, scope, accounting concept. What is accounting? What are the functions of accounting? What are the services that chartered accountants provide to the society? Expenditure, capital and revenue expenditure. We receive true and false from this capital and revenue expenditure. Not only the true and false, we also receive some questions. Identify whether these expenses are capital or revenue expenditure. Then accounting policies. What are the accounting policies? We have contingent assets as well as contingent liability. What is contingent assets and liability? Then valuation principles and accounting standards. So this is a very easy chapter, and you can just go through that chapter, understand the concepts of these chapter, and you'll be able to secure 5 easily this months. This is a very easiest chapter and a basic chapter, conceptually related chapter, and you will be able to solve the questions from this chapter. Usually question comes from capital and revenue expenditure. That doesn't mean the question does not come from the other also. It comes from others. What are the functions of accounting? So these all comes from this chapter, and it covers 5 to 10% of the weightage of your question paper. All right. Then we have the second section. Second section comprises of 4 chapters: chapter 2, chapter 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5 chapters rather. 2 is accounting process, where I've already told you, usually we receive a question on small question on cash books, subsidiary books, maybe a 4 mark question of subsidiary books. All right. Then we receive, usually we can see from the previous papers also, questions on rectification of errors. So this is very important. These are all very important topics. Then we have bank reconciliation statements. Then we have inventories and bills of exchange. These are all the basic concepts of your accounting. All basic concepts of your accounting. And do you know how much percentage does it covers? 30 to 35 percentage. Biggest among all. So this covers a very easy section, since it cover all the bases of accounting, basics of accounting, and covers 30 to 35 percentage of your question paper. So it covers a major chunk of your question paper. All right. Then we have this section 3 pertains to preparation of final accounts. Preparation of final accounts of a sole proprietor, where we have closing adjust, how to prepare the financial statement, manufacturing, trading, P&L, balance sheet, how to tally the the balance sheet, and how to prepare balance sheet of manufacturing and non-manufacturing entities. Then we cover financial statements for non-for-profit organization, how to prepare income and expenditure and receipt and payment account, how to prepare receipt and payment from income and expenditure, as well as vice versa. Then we have accounts from incomplete records. All right. All these three chapters covers 20 to 25% of weightage. Please understand, we have account preparation of account only, and this covers 20 to 25% of weightage. Very good question. I know these questions are little lengthy, but yes, you can get good marks over here. All right. Then the full 15 to 20% of the weightage is dedicated to partnership and LLP account. You can understand how important this chapter is. Students usually feel that this is a very difficult chapter. We cannot do this chapter. Let's leave it. You cannot leave it. 15 to 20% is a considerable percentage. All right, you have to clear this, you have to study this chapter. All right. And admission, retirement, death, these are all similar concepts. Revaluation account is prepared in all the three concepts, so you can easily secure marks in this. All right. And dissolution, you have a realization, and you have all covered. If you are a commerce background students, you have all covered this in your um, to class 11th and 12th also. And even if you're not of commerce background students, if you are a science background student, you'll be able to understand. This is not a very difficult chapter, you can easily understand. All right. Then we have company account, which covers 15 to 25 percentage of weightage, which has definition of shares and debentures. You already know. Then how the debentures are issued, how they are forfeited, how they are reissued, what is the calls, how they are issued, application, allotment, call money, if we are receiving calls in advance, or if we are receiving not receiving the money and we receiving in later stages. These are all concepts are covered here. Then what should be the redemption of preference shares and debentures. Then accounting for bonus issued and right issue. This is all covered in 15 to 25% of the weightage. All right. So I have a query here from Mr. Siddharth. Good morning, ma'am. Can you please answer the following two questions? How to prepare for 12 marks true false questions as they come from any topic or any chapter? Of the 11 chapter, what all chapters should we concentrate for theory questions? Okay, coming towards the first question, Mr. Siddharth is asking how to prepare for 12 mark true false questions as they come from any topic or any chapter. Very true. True false questions come from any chapter or any topic. For that, you have to go through each and every concepts of your study material. In fact, the study material also have many true and false questions. You have true and false questions at the end of every chapter. So please study that. You have a good bank. You have a good bank. Go to the model test paper booklet where we have very good true false questions, and understand the concepts. Focus on the concepts. Understand. See what is the amount of percentage of calls in areas and calls in advance. So all these small things you should understand. You should able to grab it, and if you have a hold in your subject, you'll be able to do this true and false questions easily. And this is a very easiest question of your paper. If you know all six true and false, you'll be able to get 12 marks very easily. All right. And out of the 11 chapters, what all chapters should we concentrate for the theory questions? For the theory questions, every concept is important. Chapter 1 is very important. Chapter 1 is considerably for theory, but that doesn't mean the other chapters will not have theory. Theory can come from any chapter. It can come from partnership also. It can come from company accounts also. So please focus on the concepts. It is not important to write in the language which is written in the study material. Write in your own language. Just understand the concept. What are tangible and intangible assets? If you know the concept, you'll be able to write it in your own language. All right. At this stage, I do not expect you to cram everything, but yes, understanding the concept, knowing how to solve that paper, what should be the concept here, what to write in that question is important at this stage. Okay, Siddharth. Yes, Sarika, the exam is on 15th May. I maybe by mistake I've spoken 15th April. All right. Someone is asking what is the format exam paper for, like format exam paper for like 5 marks. I'm not getting it. Please write it properly. Then Miss Amrita is telling, ma'am, please tell about the time management and essential material for the exam. See, essentials materials I've already told you to please focus on the materials. You have your study material, then you have MTP booklet, model test paper, and solve MTP. Model test mock test paper. Take a printout of it, and first mock test paper one is also hosted. You can take a printout if you have not done and try to do it in 3 hours. I'll tell you about the time management, Amrita. I'll be discussing you about the time management as well. Anything else? If you want to ask any query, you can raise your hand as well. Yes. Wait. I'll be. Yes. Ask your query. Ask your query. Namar Seti. You can ask your query. Namar Seti. You can ask your query. I think he's not here. Let's continue with the next. Okay. How to remember the memory powerful memory techniques could be use an acronyms, right? Try to understand the logic and intent of the topic. See, I told you not to memorize, not to cram everything. Please understand the topic. Understanding topic would help you to retain in your memory in a better way. All right, visual imaginary and repetition. Repeat flashcards, sticky notes. Repeat as much as you can. A student who has secured first rank has revised it, I think, around 6 to 8 times in CA final, and she is able to get a first rank. So revision is very important. At least 3 round of revision is very important for you for preparing your CA foundation exam. So point to be borne in mind while practicing the questions. Work out the problems from test your knowledge questions. I have seen many students leaving test your knowledge questions, since the things illustration are so much, they are enough for it. But no, you should not. Please do not lack your patience level. You should practice each and every question of your study material, each and every concept of your study material. Compare your solution with the provided answers. See, if you have already gone through the chapter and then now start practicing the questions, take T by K, start doing the T by K question and start doing it yourself. Do not see the solution. And if you are unable to solve the question in between, then see the solution and then solve the question. All right. At that time, mark the problems which have some important adjustment. At this stage, you should only do the questions which have different and important adjustment from the examination point of view with a highlighter. Mark those questions which have different adjustment. All right. For each mark question, briefly summarize the treatment of said adjustment and onate the summary at the end of each question. You have to write down the summary at the end of each question, so at the time of revision it will be helpful for you. All right. And when you practice the same chapter subsequently, pay attention to those marked the questions. All right. When you are revising that chapter, please pay attention to the question which you have already written the summary. You've already write it. All right. So please focus and practice questions with your own hand, which will always help you to attain good marks in your examination. See, if you have done your one question 2 to 3 times, your hand knows how to answer that question. You'll be able to answer that question as quickly as possible. Fine. So at this stage, you should not take much time doing simple adjustment. Do those questions which has many adjustment and many subsequent adjustment. If you're already thorough with the big adjustments and big question, you'll be able to solve the smaller questions in a very good manner, a time bound manner. All right. So 5 sections, I've already told you about the section. How to utilize time in the examination. Yes. For that, you should believe in yourself. Very important. Believe in yourself. Maintain a positive mindset and confidence. I told you, you will be able to do wonders. You'll be able to clear the exam. But have confidence, have faith in yourself. Pray to God, whosoever you believe, at the time of your examination or regular basis. Give yourself some time, 10 to 15 minutes yourself on a daily basis. Pray to God. Give yourself some time and then go and perform in your paper. Apply strategies. This I'll be telling you. Implement the techniques you have learned. What techniques, how to solve that question quickly, how you'll be able to solve this question quickly. Then stay calm. Manage stress and anxiety during the exam. Always say stress. Always say calm. Sorry. Always stay calm. Keep your confidence level on a very higher side and do your questions with calm and composed manner. If your mind is calm, you'll be able to solve the questions very quickly and easily. All right. How to improve marks in the examination? This I'll tell you now. Okay. First, write the answer which you know the best. Attempt all the subcast of the question at one place only. Okay. Now coming towards how to solve this question paper. All right. At I when you go to your examination hall, you'll receive 15 minutes. You'll receive the question paper 15 minutes before the exam, right? Just a minute. I think. Wait. Am I audible? Am I audible? Can you please write it over the chat box and then tell me? Am I audible, Mr. Prateek? Okay. See, Prateek Jha is asking one query. Someone told me that if we attempt all the questions, means all the questions, then the last question won't be checked, even if it is fully correct. See, if you have been given a choice, then why do you want to do all the questions, Prateek? You have your first question number one is compulsory. Then out of those 5 questions, you have to do 4 questions. So do not have a mindset that you'll be solving all the questions. Use choice effectively. All right. आपको choice utilize करनी है. You should not do all the questions. Obviously जो पहले वाले क्वेश्चन होते हैं वही चेक किए जाते हैं, लास्ट वाला क्वेश्चन छोड़ दिया जाता है. Fine. When I am in the examination hall, I've reached at quarter to two, I mean 15 minutes before the examination. How to utilize that first 15 minutes in your exam? See, make the optimum use of the first 15 minutes. I receive a question paper. Fine. Now start reading the question paper. In this first 15 minutes, what all you have to do? You have to strategize yourself that which question you will be doing first and which question you will be doing at a later stage. Strategize, make a strategy that this will be the sequence I'll be following while doing the question answer sheet, while solving the questions in the answer sheet. Then point number two, how will you be performing? Do you know the concepts? Yes, I know the concepts. Now, what should be the strategy if I do not know the answer? All right. You leave that question for the last. All right. Third, what choice am I making? Which question I am leaving? At this stage, sometimes I feel for 4A and 4B, I know 4A better, but for the five question, I know for the third question, I know three question 3B better. So which choice should I make? 4 or 3? Now the ball is in your court. The question which you know better, you should know. Fine. If you know 3A better, then 4A, 4B, then do 3. And if you know 4B better than 3A, do fourth question number. Then strategize yourself with the number of marks. If question 3B is of 12 marks and question 4A is of 10 marks, you should do question 3B. Select question 3B. Think with your marks perspective. All right. So strategize yourself. Your choice is very important. Choice of question is very important. The other part which you know a better portion of it, you should do that question. I know this is of 10 marks. Question 4B is of 10 marks. Sorry, question 4A is of 10 marks. But yes, I know question 4B also. A little bit part of it. So I'll be doing question 4. All right. Your strategy of selecting the question which you will be doing matters a lot. Then only you'll be able to get good marks. All right. Now, point number two, you will be reading thoroughly the paper. All right. Read each and every word of your paper with your open mind and open eyes. Sometimes we tend to read only what we want to read. What does that mean, ma'am? That means when we are reading the question, we think, oh, this question is from my study material itself. Yes, I've done this question, but the question have a twist. And we usually look upon that twist because we think this is the same question which is there in my study material. No, please read each and every word with open mind. Apply your mind. There could be some twist, there could be some difference, there could be some percentage and anything, any word change in the question. I know you have practiced well, so the adjustment will change accordingly. So in that case, you should read each and every question very thoroughly and very properly. All right. Reading forms a very important part of your solving the paper. All right. So read each and every question thoroughly. Give yourself ample time to read the question and then strategize which question you'll be doing first and which question you'll be doing at a later stage. Question number one is of true and false question and two questions of four parts. Small, eight questions. So it comes to 12, 4, 4. All right. And question one usually contains a one question for theory. So the time required in question one would be usually lesser than the time required in the other question. But yes, you should do first the question which you know the best. Start with that question which you know the best. All right. When you are doing, for example, you have started with question number 2, 2A and 2B. You have done with 2A and then start 2B with the next page. Do not start 2B in the same page itself. Start 2B with the next page, right? Write your question number properly. One good tip is that you make it easier for the examiner to check your answer sheet. He'll make it easy for you to give your marks. All right. So always write in clear, simple, and readable writing. All right. It should be very clear, very simple, and readable writing. Fine. Make it as easier as possible to understand your answer. Fine. do it at one page and then for the next page 2B. All right. Then start with question number 3. 3B you know better. All right. You can do 3B at one page. Then 3A. At the time of doing that 3B, your balance sheet, for example, your balance sheet is not tallied. What should I do? I'll devote my time. Okay, 10 minutes have gone, 15 minutes have gone, maybe another half an hour has gone. Do not waste your time only at one question. You should always give yourself time. If you are unable to tally the balance sheet, leave that question. Give yourself 5 to 7 minutes. Try to tally it. If you are not able to tally the question, then go to the next question. And at the time of revision, or maybe after some time, maybe after solving one or two questions, then again come to this question and solve this question. All right. Maybe you'll be able to tally the balance sheet. Okay. So do not invest your half an hour for solving only one question since you are unable to tally the balance sheets. It's okay. We get step marking. If you have, for example, if it is a partnership question, if you have done your evaluation and partnership capital account correctly, you'll get step marking. But do not waste your time and again solving only the same question. Okay. All right. Now, the another one good tip is solve one question in one go only. For example, if you are doing question number 4, solve 4A and 4B at one time, at once in the same sequence. If you are doing question 4A first, then solve 4A and 4B. And if you don't want to do 4B at this stage, you want to do it at later ages, then start with 5 but leave 1 or 2 page as per your reasonable judgment for that question and then start. Do all the subparts in the same sequence. Do not do like this 4B and then 3A, then 4A, then 2B. No. If you're doing question number 2, all the parts at one go only, and if you're not wanting to do at that point of time, please leave the space. Leave ample space so that at the later point of time you can do it. All right. But all the subparts should be done in one go only. Okay. Okay. So, how to manage time in the examination? Make the maximum, optimum use of 15 minutes. This is 15 minutes are the golden time. See, we never used to get this 15 minutes. So, strategize your time, which question you are doing, and read it thoroughly. If you think there is some different adjustment, please read it thoroughly. Go through all the questions quickly. Select the question which you will be attempting from all the questions. Okay, make a choice which questions you want to leave and which question you don't want to leave. All right. Mark the question which you will be attempting first. You please make a choice and strategize yourself. You'll be attempting this question. Okay. Allocated and estimated time for each question based on the difficulty level. You know partnership takes a lot of time, so give your time for partnership. All right. You know the question on subsidiary books takes less time, so give time lesser time for that question. All right. And difficulty level and marks, keeping aside 10 to 15 minutes for revision. Adhere to the time allocated. Very important. See, you have 180 minutes, 3 hours, 180 minutes. So for every 1 minute you, 1 mark, you have around 1.25 minutes. All right. So 180 minutes for 100 mark paper. You have ample time. So think about it. Give 150 minutes to yourself to solve the paper, or maybe 160 minutes, and last 20 minutes for revision. So in 160 minutes, you have to solve that 100 mark paper. Every question. For example, if you are doing the partnership question I know take considerable time. But if you have practiced properly, revaluation and partners capital account will not take much time. You already know general reserve is to be divided. You already know the revaluation profit has to come there in the partners capital account. Revaluation, what is to be revalued, what is to be increased, and what is to be decreased, how it is to be divided, the profit or loss is to be divided. This take very less time. All right. You should know the adjustment properly. For that, you have to practice more and more. If you have practiced questions very thoroughly and properly, you'll be able to do that questions quickly. All right. If you have any query, please let me know regarding this. solving the question paper? Someone, Aarti, Miss Aarti, you asked me. Amrita. Amrita, do you have any query? Okay. So I told you how to solve the question paper, how to write the question paper. The most important question which comes usually I receive from students is that, ma'am, which calculator should I take for my preparation level? Wait. Okay, this I have to tell you, yes. The calculator which you are using regularly, which you are being doing, the questions which you have been doing on a continuous basis, you should use that calculator. Fine. For the question calculator which you are practicing again and again, in which your questions practicing again and again, take that calculator with you. Yes, one extra calculator should always be there with you. One extra calculator you should keep with you as a backup, since because when you are preparing yourself, when there could be some unforeseen, the calculator might stop working because it's a machinery, so you should always take a backup calculator with you, always. All right. Now, one important point is how to attempt the question. While attempting the questions, I already told you, you should do all the subparts in one go. Give all necessary working note as a part of your main solution of the problems. For example, if you are doing income and expenditure account, you have to calculate subscription. There are many subscription, outstanding subscription for previous year, current year, then advanced subscription for previous year, current year. These have to be calculated. For that, please prepare a working note at the end of the main solution. Please prepare a working note, write the working note, give the working note a number, and then give the same number, take the final figure to your main solution of income and expenditure. All right, and write the number. And numbering should be perfect, right? If it is a working note number one, the working note number one should be written in the main solution. All right, income and expenditure, do not hosh posh there in the main solution, plus this minus this figure plus this figure advance or this outstanding. Do not do. Give only single figure and make all the adjustment in the working note. It goes gives a very clear picture to the examiner that you understand the concept well and you know all the answer properly. All right. So all the working notes should form a part of the main solution. All right. It is not necessary that working note should always be there. If the question does not require working note, you should not do the you should not make working note. All right. If there are many approaches to solve the question, mention the assumption. There could be some time that you are unable to understand how to solve the questions. I need to write something. Then please mention that assumption. Mention that assumption since it is on the basis of this solution on which the solution is derived. And the approach should be depend upon the information and the requirement. Don't give a very vague assumption. Give a reasonable and correct assumption. All right. Do not give vague assumption. Give reasonable and correct assumption. All right. Allocate an estimated time for each questions based on the difficulty level that I've already told you. Please allocate proper time and marks carried, keeping aside 10 to 15 marks for revision. All right. You should have, do not think on only 10 to 15, give yourself 20 minutes. Think of 20 minutes, then you'll land up leaving only 15 minutes. Okay. So whenever you're solving the question, if you're doing an income and expenditure account, if you're doing the final account of sole proprietor, and if there are so many adjustments, give an adjustment in a working note and take that final figure to the main solution. All right. Then journal mistakes while committing by the students during the answer shift. What journal mistake you should do and you should not you should avoid while solving the paper. The students exhibited lack of in-depth understanding of the concepts of various topics. I tell you students, during the last paper in January 2025, there was a very simple question based on the LIFO and weighted average. If you already know this, these are the concepts of inventory. But the twist in the question are they have given some expenses in between. so expenses, how to solve that expenses, how to carry forward that expenses during that. If a student has understood the theory portion of the chapter inventories, where it is clearly mentioned what are the inclusion of the cost, with what costs are to be included while valuing the inventory and what costs are not to be included while valuing the inventory, the student will be able to solve the question very easily. All right. So the in-depth knowledge, the proper understanding of the concept is very important. All right. So the theory portion of each and every chapter is important. It has its own significance. Sometimes the questions incorporate that theory portion also. Okay. One of the common mistake committed by the students is the wrong carry forward of the amounts from one page to another. This is a very common mistake. For example, 5625 is carry forward as 5265. This is a mistake. You will end up with wrong answer. So please write the figures very properly. Please keep your mind open. I know there will be many thoughts in your mind, how to solve, what is to be done, but please keep your mind and eyes open while solving the question. This might result into further computation. All the answer will be wrong then. It is always better to see what figure you are carrying it forward. All right. The answer of the student is sometimes incomplete since one or two parts of the questions are skipped while reading the questions. When you are reading the question paper, you have 15 minutes. Read each and every adjustment properly. Every adjustment has its own meaning. What will be its impact on the question paper? What will be the impact on the while solving the question? So please read it thoroughly. I've already told you the thorough reading of the question paper is very much needed. All right. Many students did not provide the necessary working notes. I've already told you in the income and expenditure for the non-corporate entities, financial statement of not-for-profit organization, you should always follow working note. For financial statement for non-corporate entities, that is sole proprietor, you should always have this working notes. While doing the partnership account, while calculating the goodwill, there are some cases when your capital is fixed and then you have to calculate goodwill. Always prepare working note. All right, working note should always form part of main solution. All right. That doesn't mean when you are doing the rectification of error, you are writing right entry, wrong entry, and then rectified entry. This is not expected from you. If you want to write, you can write, but if you don't want to write, do not write. All right. Student did not mention the assumption considered while working the solution which lead to deduction of marks. Always write assumption on the basis of which you are doing, and your assumption should be reasonable. Unreasonable assumption will not fetch you marks. All right, your assumption should be reasonable related to the topic. That doesn't mean that you write your own assumption and solve the question, you'll get marks. No, this is a professional paper. All right, you are expected to write correct. You're expected to have a reasonable assumption at this stage. Okay. The twist in the question put the student in the state of confusion, which was ultimately reflected in their solution. See the twist. One question is you do not know the twist, you skip the twist. Then you'll land up doing the wrong answer. The another is you know the twist and you're confused. Then also you'll land up doing the wrong answer. Please focus. Take a deep breath. If there is a twist in the question and you do not know the twist, take a deep breath. Try to understand. And if you're unable to understand, do the other part of the question. I know you'll be able to do. There will always be step marking. Students usually ask, ma'am, there is no step marking. If there is a 10-mark question and if we do not know only one adjustment and we'll end up not getting, you'll get marks. There will be step markings. All right. Students gave irrelevant details even for small questions, thereby spending unnecessary time on the questions. All right, which is not required. I already told you if you are unable to understand, give yourself time. For each question, you should dedicate time. See, if your partnership is very strong and you know all the concepts of partnership, give yourself lesser time in that and give more time in the company accounts question. All right. And if your company account question is very strong, give yourself lesser time and vice versa. All right. So your time management is very important, and that depends upon your preparation level. It is advised that students should restrict their answers according to the marks allotted to the questions. So it also depends upon the number of marks which is allotted to the question. Okay. Okay. I have received some queries. So let me answer that. बगैर पढ़े हुए कैसे पास हुए? आप पास कैसे होंगे बगैर पढ़े हुए? जब तक मेहनत नहीं करेंगे तब तक पास नहीं होंगे। आपको मेहनत तो करनी पड़ेगी और ये मेहनत आप अपने लिए ही कर रहे हैं। सो इसलिए प्लीज प्लीज डू नॉट आस्क सच क्वेश्चंस। इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरी प्लीज आस्क मी, बट डू नॉट आस्क सच क्वेश्चंस। आपको पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा ही। ओके। What should be your strategy while doing the paper? Do not go for your preparation. Do not go for selective studies at the time of the revision and preparation. Do not go for selective study. This is a very difficult topic. I do not know JLP. I'm very much stuck. Do not do that. Please focus on your preparation level thoroughly. All right. Focus on the theoretical concepts, conceptual understanding for the development of your analytical skills. This is very important. At this stage, even the theoretical knowledge comes in the practical questions also. All right. I told you inclusion and exclusion of the cost in the value while valuing the inventory. It comes in the paper. So, understanding the theory portion is equally important while doing the answers. All right. Do adequate revision practice, written practice of the illustration and test your knowledge question. Solve the question. At this stage, also you should solve the questions. While solving the questions, do big questions. Do not do illustration one, illustration two of your study material. So this is the very easy questions, and I know these questions. No, do good questions. All right. This will help you in time management and attaining the speed. Be careful while using the information given in the question for solving the question. All right. When you are using that information, you are using that adjustment, be careful what you are reading and what you are going through. All right. Assess your preparation level by attempting the previous attempts question. We have or under mock examination condition. You can do mock test paper also. You can do previous year's question, previous attempts question also to assess your preparation error. And then you will come to know that here you are stuck. Then you'll be able to understand that, and then you'll be able to work upon it. All right. Calculators are allowed in your examination, and battery operated 6 function 12 digit calculators up to 2 memories are allowed. Only 6 functions and 12 digit calculators up to 2 memories are allowed. And in any case, scientific calculators are not allowed. Do not bring scientific calculators during your examination. All right. Never bring. Okay. This is a very common query which I received, that how to round off the digits. Sometimes rounding off is preferred up to only two decimal places. For example, here 65.888765. So you should round off till 65.89 or 65.889. That's it. Nothing more is expected from you. All right. Do not write this figure. You will also land up getting a wrong answer, or it will take your almost most of the time. All right. How to manage time in the exam? We are unable to answer all the question in the given time. That I told you, practice yourself for the theory. Go to the theory, understand the concept, and write all the theory questions in your own language. Do not write the question as given in the study material, but yes, the points should be correct. For example, is the freight included in the cost of inventory at the time of purchases? Yes or no? You should write that. Give a reasonable assumption also. Do not give a reasonable point also why it is to be included, but yes, you should write it properly. in your own language. ठीक है? Solve the mock test papers. This I told you. Solve, practice all the questions and solve the mock test papers in the examination. How to secure marks? Read the question thoroughly and thoroughly and attempt those questions which you are confident. Read the options given in the questions carefully. First, write the answer which you know the best. All right, which you are confident and you know the best, and attempt all the subparts at one place only. I'm focusing it again and again. You please focus. All the subparts should be done at one place only, and give all the necessary working note, and numbering of the working note should also be seen there in the main answer, main solution of the study material of your main answer. All right. Wait. I've received queries. Let's see. Rohit is asking, ma'am, पहले working note नहीं लिख सकते क्या? See, student, it is always better to write main solution first. For example, if there is an account or sole proprietor question, first prepare trading or manufacturing, trading, P&L, and then balance sheet, and then working note. Then substantiate your working note with the main solution. All right. It is always better to write main solution first and then working note. All right. आप पहले मेन सोल्यूशन बनाइए और फिर वर्किंग नोट लिखिए. किसी ने बोला है कि आप हिंदी में भी बताइए, तो मैं आपको मेन सोल्यूशन पहले लिखिएगा और फिर में वर्किंग नोट है, और वर्किंग नोट पे जो नंबरिंग डालेंगे वही नंबर आप मेन सोल्यूशन पे लिखेंगे. ओके ओके. नंबर्स ये
मैडम
पूछिए, क्वेरी पूछिए आप.
मैडम अभी मेरे को टॉपिक मेरे को समझ में आ रहा है. मैं वो प्रेजेंटेशन कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ.
क्या प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं कर पा रहे आप? बताइए. हेलो, क्या प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं कर पा रहे आप? I think the student has gone. Okay. What presentation I would like to know. See, all the questions, the format is already there in the study material, and please try to follow that format only. For example, in bank reconciliation statement, we already have the format. Please use that bank reconciliation statement. Sometimes I receive queries, where do we prepare the adjusted cash book? It is always necessary to prepare the adjusted cash book. You have a paragraph already written there when to prepare adjusted cash book and when not to prepare adjusted cash book. All right. So this format of each and every chapter is already mentioned there. You present it in the same manner. For example, for not for profit organizations also, the format, income and expenditure, receipt and payment, and balance sheet, all should be prepared first, and then after that the working note should be prepared. Okay. Okay. Any other query which you want to ask? Any other query if someone else wants to ask? See, if someone is asking, I can't present in exam. I have understand, but I can write in my world. I can gain marks. See, ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं, अगर मेरे को कॉन्सेप्ट समझ आ गया, क्या मैं अपनी लैंग्वेज में लिख सकता हूँ या नहीं? यस, आप अपनी लैंग्वेज में जरूर लिख सकते हैं, पर इट शुड बी करेक्ट. आपको सही डिलीवर हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप जो भी सोच रहे हैं, आपको कंसेप्ट पता है, बट यू शुड बी एबल टू राइट इन योर लैंग्वेज. द मीनिंग शुड बी अप्रोप्रिएट. उसका सही मीनिंग ही निकलना चाहिए जो आप बताना चाह रहे हैं. यू मेक इट इजियर फॉर द एग्जामिनर. आप उनके लिए इजी बना दीजिए कि इसका आंसर ये है, वो आपके लिए इजी बना देंगे मार्क्स देने के लिए. बट यस यू शुड राइट इट प्रॉपरली. अपनी लैंग्वेज में लिखिए पर उसका मीनिंग सही होना चाहिए, गलत मीनिंग नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर आपने कुछ लिखा कुछ और उसका मीनिंग कुछ और निकल के आ रहा है तो ऑब्वियसली आपको मार्क्स नहीं मिलेंगे. उसका मीनिंग सही निकल के आना चाहिए. ओके, you can write it in your own words. There's no problem in writing in your own words. All right. Okay. So for that, let's go to the previous attempt question paper that I've taken out so that it will be easier for you. एक बार हम समझ लेते हैं कि question paper आता कैसे है. Okay. See, this was a previous attempt question paper where question one was compulsory. Question one is compulsory, and then you have to attempt any four out of the five questions. Just a second. Any four questions out of the five questions. बहुत सिंपल पेपर होता है. अगर आपने एक बार प्रिपरेशन अच्छे से करी है तो इट विल बी अ वेरी सिंपल पेपर. सी हियर वी हैव 6 true and false question. Easiest question. Question number 1, which is compulsory, 6 true and false questions. In 6 true and false question, that doesn't mean you only have to write true, false, true, false. You have to give a reason also. You are into a competitive or professional examination. Matching concept is based on accrual concept. You have to write whether it is true or false. Give a reasonable a reason also for this. All right. So 6 into 2 is you will get 12 marks. For every statement, you should have the answer with the reason. I told you. See, and for bookkeeping and accounting, see, this comes from chapter number 1. Bookkeeping and accounting are not synonymous terms, they are different from each other. This is a true statement. But why it is a true statement? This comes from chapter number 1. So please, matching concept come from chapter number 1. Someone was asking कि theory के कौन से करें, or chapter, usually one student was asking can we leave chapter 1? You should never leave chapter 1. Easily आप 4 marks इसमें आराम से ले सकते हैं. Okay. A ledger is also known as principal books of account. All these concepts, these are all concepts based questions. So if your concepts are good, you will be able to answer these questions. What are the main functions of accounting? This also come from chapter number 1. And if you know the concepts, if you know what are the functions, it helps in decision making and other main functions, you can easily write. See, if you can, wait. Yeah, what are the main functions? Measurement decisions, which helps in measurements, forecasting. हमारे को किस चीज में हेल्प करती है अकाउंटिंग? बहुत बेसिक क्वेश्चन है. इतना बेसिक क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है आपके पेपर में. दिस इज द प्रीवियस अटेम्प्ट क्वेश्चन. Measurement, forecasting, decision making, comparison and evaluation. And you have to see, these are only hints. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आपको ऐसे ही लिखना है. You can write in your own language. I'm telling you again and again for this. ठीक है? See, all the true and false questions, matching concept is based on the accrual concept. It occurrence of, because as it consider the occurrence of expenses and income, and not only concentrate on actual inflow and outflow of cash. Accrual concept पे क्यों बेस करती है? Because it depends upon the occurrence of event, not the actual income and expenses. So all the answers should be supported by the reason in this true and false question. 12 plus 4, 16 marks, the easiest portion. Then how to prepare the sales return book. The subsidiary book, here we have a subsidiary book question, which is very easier question. Sales return books banani hai hamare ko, where return received from R 30 shirts at 300 rupees and 15 trousers at this, and trade discount. This will obviously come in your subsidiary book. Then modern tailors return, okay, return 10 frocks which was sold for cash. Do the cash items come in the subsidiary books? Can someone tell me? Does this cash sales come in the subsidiary book? Please raise your hands. Yes, Dhruv, tell me.
No, ma'am.
It will not come. Correct. It will not come. See, such a simple question. Do you really think it is a difficult question? Then return received from Tulip. 12 shirts each of 100 each and trade discount this. What do you think? This will also come in your study subsidiary book. What do you think? What will do with the trade discount? Dhruv, can you again tell me what will we do with this trade discount? Dhruv, are you there? Dhruv? Okay, he's not here. We'll obviously incorporate the trade discount. देखो यहाँ पे हमने माइनस किया, इसके भी यहाँ पे हमने माइनस किया, and we got the figure. Finally, so this is such an easy question. The 20 marks is in your hand. Subsidiary book जितना आसान question with the main functions of accounting, 20 marks in your hand. And this is a previous examination paper. Okay. Then comes here this depreciation question has come where he has asked you to prepare a machinery account for you're required to prepare a machinery account. Fine. एक बार देखें इस questions को. Do you have any problem? Any issue? Any query? See, here the question is a firm. Wait. Can you all see this? A firm purchased a second-hand machinery for 15 lakhs and subsequent to which 2 lakh was spent in its repair and installation. So the total cost come out to be 17 lakh. Okay. Then the machinery was purchased on 1st April 21. Okay. Then after that on 1st October 21 means after 6 months another machinery was purchased and the cost of installing was 20,000. So 9,20,000 is the second machinery which was purchased after 6 months. The firm also shifted the machinery purchased on 1st April 21 to a new plant and incur freight of rupees 10,000. What is this line? See, if a student has studied from each and every concept of the depreciation chapter, machinery chapter, he'll be able to understand. This is the cost of shifting machinery to one place to another place. Will it come in our while calculating? No. Freight incurred on this is to be excluded from the cost of the machinery. Since this cost is incurred only for shifting the machinery to the new plant and does not increase in operating capacity of the machinery. If this freight would have incurred and the machinery value would have been increased, we would have taken it to the cost of machinery. But since there is no addition to the cost of machinery, it is only a shifting cost. That is why this is excluded from the cost of machinery. This cost is excluded from the cost of machinery. Okay. Then the country adopted a policy of charging 12% depreciation on diminishing balance method. On 1st April, see after 2 years, 1st April 21 से बात हुई थी, अब now 1st April 2023, it was decided to change the method and rate of depreciation to SLM basis. On this date, the remaining life is assessed at 5 years. See, whatever be the WDV on 1st April 23, उसके बाद हमारे को हमें SLM, WDV is written down value of the asset. उसके बाद हमारे को what method do we have to follow? Straight line method. And for straight line method, they have not given you the percentage. They have only given you the 5 years assessed life. तो जो भी आएगी वैल्यू आएगी उसको हमें डिवाइडेड बाय 5 करके हमारे को वैल्यू निकाल लेनी है फॉर बोथ द मशीन विद नो स्क्रैप वैल्यू. उन्होंने पहले ही बोल दिया कि कोई स्क्रैप वैल्यू नहीं है. सो वी कैन इजीली कैलकुलेट द depreciation. All right, on the 1st October 23, the first machinery became outdated and sold for 2,50,000. And on the same date, another machinery was purchased for 8,50,000. And for this, the useful life of the machinery is 10 years, एंड द रेजिडुअल वैल्यू इज 30,000। ये वाली मशीनरी जो थी हमने 8,50,000 की खरीदी है, हमने 8,50,000। उसने बोला है कि इसकी रेजिडुअल वैल्यू मतलब इतने में बिक जाएगी 30,000, और हमारी कितने साल की मशीनरी है? 10। So 8,20,000 divided by 10, 82,000 will be the depreciation for the whole year. पर ये हमने मशीन कब खरीदी थी? हमने मशीन खरीदी है 1 अक्टूबर 2023। तो 82,000 हमारे को 6 मंथ्स की निकालनी है, इंटू 6/12। तो ये इनकी डेप्रिसिएशन निकल जाएगी 41,000। ऑलराइट, अब देखें हम लास्ट ये इसकी मशीन सी, मशीनरी 3 इज फॉर 41,000। ओके, तो आपने देखिए फर्स्ट मशीनरी हमने खरीदी 15 लाख प्लस 2 लाख 17 लाख। सेकेंड मशीनरी इज फॉर 9,20,000, जिसपे हमने दोनों पे पूरे 12 मंथ्स की, पहली मशीनरी पे हमारी पूरे 12 मंथ्स की डेप्रिसिएशन लगेगी, एंड फॉर द सेकेंड मशीनरी ओनली 6 मंथ डेप्रिसिएशन है, बिकॉज इट वॉज परचेज ऑन 1 अक्टूबर 2021। देन वी हैव WDV minus written down value of the asset, both the assets. Then comes to depreciation for 12% for the another 2 years. It will be, this depreciation will be for the whole year. Then comes out to be the WDV on 31/3/2023. हमें इसी WDV को ही चाहिए. Why do we need this WDV? तभी तो हम कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं इसकी depreciation. फॉर दिस इसकी कैसे डेप्रिसिएशन कैलकुलेट की जाएगी? हमने, हमारी यही बात हुई थी, 1316480 डिवाइडेड बाय 5, 5 करा, एंड दिस मशीनरी हैज बीन सोल्ड ऑन 1 अक्टूबर। 1 अक्टूबर को बिक गई है, इसलिए हमने इसको डिवाइडेड बाय 2 करके हमने ये डेप्रिसिएशन निकाली है। दिस इज द वैल्यू, दिस माइनस दिस इज द WDV as on 1st 10/23 for this machinery. All right, और it has been sold for 2,50,000। 11 लाख की मशीनरी हमने 2.5 लाख में बेच दी, सो वी गॉट अ लॉस ऑफ 9,34,000। इन द सेम वे दूसरी मशीनरी की जो हम वैल्यू निकालेंगे, दिस इज ऑल्सो डिवाइडेड बाय ये हमारी ये वाली वैल्यू निकल गई थी डिवाइडेड बाय 5। हमें पता चला था उसकी रेजिडुअल वैल्यू 5 years की है, डिवाइडेड बाय 5 हमने इसको पूरा 5 पे कर दिया, 152,205। एंड दिस इज द WDV एज ऑन 31/3/24। अरे, ऑल राइट, एंड दिस इज द डेप्रिसिएशन फॉर द होल ईयर, क्योंकि ये नहीं बिक रही है, ओनली ये वाली मशीनरी हमारी सेल हुई, ये वाली मशीनरी हमारी सोल्ड नहीं हुई है। All right, and these all figures we have put here in the machinery account. Since he has asked to prepare the machinery account only for 2023 and 24, so you'll be preparing only for this year. Sometimes what student does is, क्या करते हैं वो पूरे साल की 21 से बनाना शुरू करते हैं, बट आपके क्वेश्चन में सिर्फ 1 साल की करी है, बाकी सब हमें वर्किंग नोट में दिखाना है, हमें पूरे सालों की नहीं दिखानी है। ओके, ठीक है। Coming to the next question, this is a very good question. Coming to the next question is, prepare the bank reconciliation statement. The bank column of the cash book was drawn is 24,768. इसके अंदर आपको रिकंसिलिएशन स्टेटमेंट ही बनानी है। उसने क्वेश्चन में सिर्फ बैंक रिकंसिलिएशन स्टेटमेंट बनाने को बोला है, तो आप रिकंसिलिएशन स्टेटमेंट ही बनाइए। ये देखिए, see, the alternate is given if a student prepare using the एडजस्टेड कैश बुक, तो हम ये कैश बुक बना के भी सॉल्व कर सकते हैं ये क्वेश्चन को। ऑल राइट, एडजस्टेड कैश बुक बना के भी सॉल्व किया जा सकता है ये क्वेश्चन। एनी क्वेरी, इफ यू वांट टू आस्क यू कैन आस्क एनी क्वेरी। Someone is asking, Madam, asset cost and the transportation and installation cost will add in the asset. See, go to the chapter now. You have to see the chapter. And ये आपको आपकी स्टडी मटेरियल में ही दिखेगा. What do you mean by SLM and DBM? आपको स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड और डिमिनिशिंग कॉस्ट मेथड आपको पता होना चाहिए. See, in question में now the bank column of the cash book was overdrawn. ये overdraft है इस question में, right? एक second. You can see the balance as per cash book. over यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है हमने 24,768. Okay. Bank charges amounted to rupees 350 has not been entered in the cash book. अब हम ये कहाँ से स्टार्ट करें? We are starting from cash book. ठीक है. And the bank charges have not been entered in the cash book. Now we have to enter it in the cash book. It has not been entered in the cash book. Now we have to enter it in the cash book. So from here we can see we have added this. Since it was an overdraft, the overdraft balance will increase. All right. Then check amounting to rupees this issued before 30th June 2024 but not has been presented to bank. चेक जो है अमाउंटेड टू रुपीज दिस 88,678 जो हमारा इश्यू हो गया था 30th जून 2024 को which has been issued but बैंक को नहीं प्रेजेंट किया. So we would have taken into the cash book but it has not been presented to the bank. So बैंक का बैलेंस obviously ज्यादा दिखा रहा होगा. We have to reduce our overdraft balance. So this amount is to be reduced. One payment of rupees this 4590 was recorded in the cash book as if there is no bank column. This has been recorded in the cash book which should not have been recorded in the cash book. ये नहीं record होनी चाहिए थी ना cash book में. So this has to be added. एक ये payment मिली and we have recorded in the cash book. The company paid rupees 15,500 to a creditors and received a cash discount of rupees 2%. एक क्रेडिटर को पे किया 15,500 एंड वी रिसीव्ड अ कैश क्रेडिट 2% का हमारे को डिस्काउंट मिला. द कैशियर एररनेसली एंटर द ग्रॉस अमाउंट इन द कैश बुक. दिस मीन्स इसके ऊपर हमने जो 2% का था वो हमने लिया ही नहीं है. So this discount has to be reduced. We have taken more amount. We have paid to a creditor taking 15,500. Otherwise, it should have been less. It should have been 15,500 minus 310. It should have been 15,190. But हमने क्या लिख दिया? 15,500 लिख दिया. So 310 we have to reduce. A debit appeared of rupees 15,700 appear in the bank statement for an unpaid check which has been returned marked out of date. This check has been returned marked out of date. The check has been redated by a customer and paid into the bank on this. This amount has been reduced from the bank balance. Now it has to be this amount has been reduced from the bank balance. See 5,700. So अगर reduce हुआ बैंक बैलेंस से तो हमारा ओवरड्राफ्ट बढ़ गया. We have already added it to the overdraft amount. Check deposited in the bank of rupees this but not yet cleared amounted to rupees 45,789. See, when the check was deposited in the cash book, we must have reduced our overdraft balance. But here it has not been cleared. So this amount has to be added in our overdraft balance. Dividend of rupees 1980 collected by the bank not recorded in the. So this amount has to be reduced from the overdraft balances. This amount has been received. Amount of rupees 2340 wrongly credited by bank. This has been by mistake credited by bank for which the no details are available. कोई details इसकी available नहीं है. So we have to reduce it from our overdraft balance. Since the amount is obviously reduced, on the 25th June, the credit side of the bank column of the cash book was overcast by rupees 6789. The bank book credit side of the bank means the amount has already increased, overcast by 6789. So in the same way we have to make our cash book. हमारे को अपनी cash book का भी amount बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. Amount बढ़ाना है, that means हमारे को overdraft का balance we have to reduce. So we have to subtract it from our overdraft balance. Okay. Coming towards the next question, I would like to discuss this paper from the following. Yes, question number 3. From the following schedule of balances extracted from Mr. Piyush prepared the trading P&L account for the and balance sheet after making the necessary adjustment. Simple question. You have done this in your study material also. The value of the stock is 765. This includes the goods return. Return bhi hai. Goods return as on this to the value for which the no entry has been passed. So we have to adjust this 7,65,000 also. Purchases includes one item furniture purchased. See, it is a furniture. It is a capital item. So हमारे को purchases में नहीं add करना चाहिए था. Item purchased on this for rupees 10,000. Depreciation is also provided. 1 month rent is outstanding and 12,000 is payable towards salary. This is an outstanding amount. Interest paid include this paid against bank loan and interest received pertains to investment on deposits. Provide interest payable on bank loan and interest receivable on interest investments and deposits. Make a provision of doubtful debts on the balance under the sundry debtors. Insurance premium includes 18,000 paid towards the proprietor life insurance policy. All adjustment are very easy. कोई भी adjustment ऐसी नहीं है जिसको आपको difficulty लगे. If there is anything you can ask. See, if there is a query कि अगर हमने बैंक रिकंसिलिएशन स्टेटमेंट अगर कैश बुक से स्टार्ट किया तो हमारा जो बैलेंस आएगा एज पर पासबुक आएगा. यही मोटिव होता है कि हम एक बैलेंस से स्टार्ट करके हम नेक्स्ट बैलेंस पे पहुंचे. इफ वी हैव स्टार्टेड विद द कैश बुक एंड देन आवर बैलेंस विल बी एज पर द पासबुक. ऑलराइट. Then the third question is again an easier one. जहाँ पे ये they have asked you to this is an illustration question of your study material जहाँ पे we have to calculate the capitals and interest on drawings. Profit sharing ratio, interest on capitals and interest on drawing. An easier 5-mark question. You can easily calculate. See here, 7.5% of interest on drawing. This has been explained in your study material also. And if you are able to understand, please see the LBC class. Here we have calculated for month interest on capital. Okay. This is a simple question of death question. This is also from your study material. Please see all the questions which I am telling you. You can see it comes from your study material only, usually, or based on the concepts of your study material. See, profit and loss. This is an incomplete record questions where you have to calculate these figures, and you have to prepare statement of affairs as on 2 years, and profit and loss also. All these questions are very easy. Please, you can see these questions from hosted on ICAI website. You can see these questions all are hosted on ICAI website on ICAI BoS mobile app as well as ICAI knowledge portal. I would like to discuss with you question number 6. Here. See, usually question number 6 comes from Usually question number 6 comes from the company account. So big question come from the company account. Very easy, simple question. The question usually comes from the calls in arrears or calls in advance. Question will come for the pro rata allotment. Question will come for, or either question will come from the forfeiture reissue of the shares. So every time usually we see the pattern that the question usually come from there only. So please practice these points very carefully. All right. Here we have, see, we have 20 lakh equity shares divided into 10 each. Rupees 20 lakh equity shares divided into 10 each. So it will 2 lakh equity shares. Invited application for 3 lakhs. We have invited application. Just a sec. The amount payable was as follow. This is an authorized capital of 20 lakh. All right. All the shares were applied and allotted. Here, देखो, please read authorized capital of rupees 20 lakh as 20 lakh. This was a small error. The rupee symbol should not be here, but still it will not affect your the answer. The answer will be very easy. We have already invited 3 lakh 3 lakh shares. All right. So bank to equity share application, then come to share application to share capital, then the share allotment. Here now we see what is there in the allotment. 2 rupees was asked for application, then 7 rupees where we have premium. 2 plus 5, 2 is for share application and 5 is for premium. First call is 3 and final call is 3. All the shares were applied and allotted. Mr. Naresh, who held 20,000 shares, paid the whole amount due on calls with the allotment money. Naresh has paid all the amount here only. ठीक है, and the final call was paid by a shareholder except a shareholder having 5,000 shares. सिर्फ एक shareholders ने नहीं पे किया, and he who has paid his amount due after 2 months along with the calls in arrears at 10%. Company also paid the calls in advance at 12%. Calls in advance will be paid to whom? He'll be paid to Mr. Naresh, who has paid for both the calls. So for the application amount, it's already simple. Bank to equity share application for allotment. पहले हम allotment की entry करेंगे. Share allotment account debit to share. देखिए यहाँ पे share allotment account, equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital to security premium. 3 into 2, 6 lakh, 3 lakh shares into 2 and 3 lakh share into 5. 5 is the security premium amount. अब हमें यहाँ पे मिला कितना? Here we have Naresh also, जिसके 20,000 shares थे, and he has paid both the just a second, 20,000 shares थे और उसने पूरा पे कर दिया both the calls also, and the calls amount was 3 and 3 6. So 6 is the calls in advance amount. तो आपको 20,000 in the into 6, this will be the calls in advance, right? 20,000 into 6, 1,20,000. This will the calls in advance, and for call equity share allotment का कौन सा amount होएगा? 3 lakh into 7, 21 lakh. 3 lakh into 7, 21 lakh. Now coming to the equity share first call, हमने first call कब due की? It will be for 3 lakh into 3, 9 lakh. But yes, when we receive, first we have already received for 20,000 shares of Mr. Naresh. Naresh की मिल गए थे 20,000 into 3, 60,000. So the due was 9 lakh, but we have already received 60 lakhs, 60,000 before due along with the calls and with the allotment amount. So only 8 lakh 40,000 we have received, reducing the 60,000 amount. Then coming towards equity share final call, when for the equity share final call 3 lakh into 3, 9 lakh was due. But at this point of time, one shareholder holding 20,000 share has no, just a second. How many shares were pending? 5,000 shares has not paid the amount. He has not paid the amount. 9 lakh was due. 5,000 into 3, this was he has not paid, so calls in arrears comes to We have not paid 5,000 into 3. And this is Mr. Naresh calls in advance. He's already paid this amount. 60,000 and this is 15,000. So the balance amount is this much amount we have received. 8,20,000 minus 60 minus 9 lakh minus 60 minus 15,000. This comes out ki 5,000 into 3. All right. Then interest on calls in arrears and interest on calls in advance entry. What will be the interest on calls in advance? First area. This is for Mr. Naresh. कितने शेयर्स थे इनके? 20,000 शेयर्स थे. 20,000 इंटू 3. 1 जुलाई से उसने पे नहीं किया टिल हमारी फर्स्ट कॉल जो ड्यू थी 1 नवंबर को ड्यू थी. सो इट कम्स टू जुलाई टू नवंबर. जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर, अक्टूबर. 4 months into 4/12. एंड देन सेकेंड कॉल केम कब हमने इन्वाइट किया? ऑन 1 जनवरी. सो 1 जनवरी it is July, August, September, October, November, December, January into 6/12. This is the total amount. Now interest on calls in advance हम क्या करते हैं? डेबिट करते हैं, क्रेडिट करते हैं? Since we have to pay interest on calls in advance debit to shareholder and shareholder को जब receive होएगा shareholder debit to हमारे बैंक से चला जाएगा to bank. इन द सेम वे वी हैव 5,000 शेयर्स जो हमारे 5,000 उसने बाद में पे किया था. 1 जनवरी को वी कॉल्ड फॉर फाइनल कॉल बट वी रिसीव फाइनल कॉल आफ्टर 2 months. सो इट कम्स आउट टू बी 15,000 का 10% इंटू 2/12. 250 rupees we have to will be receiving along with the call amount. All right. So the यहाँ पे shareholders account debit, since we'll be receiving the amount to interest on calls in arrears. This 250 because the calls have not been paid. So we'll be receiving this account. So bank account debit to calls 5,000 into 3. This is our share calls in arrears and 250 is the interest on calls in arrears. This total amount will be receiving. All right. This is also a very easier question, but yes, you have to use your mind. Calculations of the month is very important at this stage. Okay. Mohammed, please ask your query at bosnoida@icai.in. I am not the right person to answer that whether you have cleared or not in your class 12, whether you'll be able to give. Please ask this query at bosnoida@icai.in. All right. Okay, we have come to the end of the session. I hope this session was meaningful and helpful for you. Please focus when you are doing the paper, when you are writing all the answers. Please be very careful while writing the answers. Optimize your these 16, 17 days for your preparation. Devote time as well as full concentration. Devote your full concentration. This is the high time at this stage. Focus on each and every question of your study material. Practice as much as you can. Attempt mock test papers. Stay calm and stay composed as well. All right. The paper, you'll be able to solve the paper very easily. The paper will come very easy and you'll be able to solve the paper very easily. But for that, you have to stay focused, keep yourself calm and composed, and easily use your paper, pen, calculator in a proper way. First 15 minutes are crucial for you while reading, and your concentration should be only and only on paper. Fine. At this stage, whatever you're doing it for yourself. Take the blessings of your parents. For last day before examination, take a proper 6 to 7 hour leave so that you could able to attempt and you could able to solve the paper in a proper manner. Come with the flying colors and please let us know how much marks you have received in your examination. All the very best. In case of any errors, queries, you can ask us at ICAI BoS mobile app as well. We're all here to help you out. All right. All the very best for your examination. Thank you. Yes. 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 Yes.